YouTube has reached a final decision on my support case, and I'm going to leave it all out there. I'm going to go through the emails and the phone calls and how YouTube does not care that they are actively screwing over their partners. Just for clarification, this video is an extension of the first video that I put out, where I discuss how my analytics showed me $0 earned for about 5 months. YouTube was not able to explain to me what actually happened until recently, and we're going to go through that. Before we do that, though, I really want to talk about the community. Starting with saying, I don't expect anybody to pay me anything besides YouTube. I'm not asking for money. I'm only asking for your help to make sure that this is heard. But having said that, wow, you guys are some of the most generous people I've ever met. I read through each and every single message on the YouTube video that I posted, and you guys really blew me away. Not just on YouTube, but Twitch, on Twitter, everywhere. I know that you all want to support me, and I know that you don't want my content to go anywhere. I hear you. I don't want that either. And to be honest, you guys make all the crap that I have to deal with as a content creator so worth it. But speaking of that crap, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what YouTube has said. We left off with me talking to Bob3 over emails. Bob3 said that he could no longer do anything for me, and then Bob3 slapped me right in the face with the survey. What I did not mention in that video, which is because I was saving it for an update video, is that I actually did get in contact with a Bob4. And it sounded promising, saying things like, I'll be handling this from here and help you sort everything out. I've listed several action plans to ensure this will be handled accordingly. I bumped the request just now, and I'm coordinating these directly with our internal team so they can provide us with answers and resolution in the soonest possible time. This was back in April, mind you. But unfortunately, from April all the way to the end of June, I got weekly emails saying things like, our internal team is still working on the case. We have not forgotten about this. Still actively working to get a permanent fix. Our internal team is still working on this issue. I recently bumped our request and hoping to receive some positive feedback. Looking forward to hearing some good news from our internal team. Please know that the investigation is still ongoing. I'll circle once I have more details to share. Until finally, I received an email from Bob4 saying there was an ongoing issue with your AdSense account which resulted in the channel not generating any revenue. However, our internal team is already investigating this and you should see it live in your YouTube analytics once a fix is implemented. I sent an email back to Bob4 asking, what does that mean? A fix? Sounds good. Bob4 responds with, once our internal team found a permanent fix on this case, you should see earnings reflected on your YouTube analytics during the months that your channel did not generate any revenue due to the issue with your AdSense account. Okay, I should see earnings reflected. That means there are earnings to be reflected. That's important. That's big. This is huge. So huge that I didn't receive any word back ever from Bob4. Bob4 disappeared. I never saw an update to my analytics. Nothing. I responded back to Bob4 saying, I don't see anything. Nothing happened. And therefore, I made that video. That's why I finally decided it was time to stop waiting on YouTube to solve this issue and that I needed to go public with it. I know that some people are like wondering why I waited so long. YouTube was, I think, intentionally stringing me along. And I think they're intentionally doing it right now. I think that they know that I have a point and they don't want people to rally behind me. They want people to forget about it. They want you to move on. But instead of moving on, I made the video. I made some tweets. I made some noise. And I got contacted by YouTube's community outreach team, aka Bob5. Bob5 once again reassures me that Bob5 is on it. Bob5 personally calls me to hear me out. Doesn't share any information about what's going on in their end, about what kinds of fixes might be implemented, but assures me that YouTube cares about my side and about the lost revenue. Bob5 follows up with emails saying that specialists have been reviewing my account, saying that they were able to identify that due to some technical issues, there was no revenue sent to my AdSense account between the months of October 2021 and March 2022. We are now working with our technical teams to perform a review of your channel going back to October 2021 to confirm the exact reason for revenue not being paid into your AdSense account and what amount it would be. But once again, we're talking about an amount. There's something there. Very, very promising, again, to hear them talk about it like there is something there, something to be paid. An amount. A couple more emails apologizing for how long it's taking, and then finally, bam. An official response from Bob5. Here it is. The moment we've been waiting for. Bob5 says, after review, we confirmed that no ad or subscription revenue was generated for the channel or YouTube during this time period. When the channel was unlinked from the MCN in October 2021, it successfully transitioned to the YouTube Partner Program, but ads were disabled due to a historical ad setting. Nothing particularly interesting so far besides the fact that they're talking about a specific ad setting, a historical ad setting. We've already covered the fact that they claim that I've generated no revenue. For more context, in 2016, your channel was not linked to an AdSense account, so a setting to disable ads was applied. At the time, this didn't impact earnings on your channel as you were already associated with an MCN and wasn't visible until you unlinked from the MCN. Okay, so YouTube disabled my ads back in 2016, they said, because I was not linked to an AdSense account. This doesn't make much sense to me because I have all the documentation saying that I actually had linked my AdSense account as far back as 2016. Again in 2020, when they came up with a new requirement that MCN or not, you had to link your channel to an AdSense account. It was required. But because they claim I was not linked to an AdSense account, they put a setting on my account to disable ads. To reiterate, this means that ads stopped running on your videos and no revenue was generated on these impressions for the channel or YouTube. However, videos with music content ID claims continued to run ads payable to relevant rights holders. So YouTube claims no ads were run. Now, I've heard from lots of people, that there were ads rolling on my channel. This includes people on YouTube. This includes people on Twitch. This includes people on Twitter. This includes my own friends and family. This includes my girlfriend, who I started dating right around this time. This includes me, who saw ads rolling on my videos when my girlfriend would pull them up. Is it possible that we're all lying? I find it quite interesting as well that ads were disabled on my channel as a whole. My entire channel was disabled, but yet copyright holders filing claims on my videos were somehow able to put ads on my videos and earn revenue from my videos. That's strange. That is strange. When your AdSense account was reassociated in March 2022, your channel's ad settings were reset and ads began showing on your videos once again. At this time, your channel's YouTube analytics moved from 0 to start showing ad impressions and the corresponding ad and subscription earnings. That's a good point. What about YouTube Premium subscriptions? YouTube typically calculates estimated earnings within 48 hours. If at any point you are not seeing earnings in YouTube analytics, we encourage you to reach out to YouTube support to help investigate and troubleshoot. I understand this might not be the outcome you were expecting. However, I hope the context provided in this message is helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks, Bob5. When my AdSense account was reassociated in March 2022, what about when it was reassociated in 2020? What about when I associated it back in 2015, when I literally bought my own ads? How did I buy my own ads if I wasn't associated with an AdSense account? Interesting. I also think that YouTube is intentionally deflecting here. YouTube is very caught up with the idea that no revenue was generated, no ads were rolled, therefore they should not pay me. But because they admitted that it was their fault that ads weren't rolling, that doesn't add up. It doesn't add up to me. And let's just say that I believe YouTube when they say ads weren't rolling, which for the record, I don't. But let's say that I do believe that. Am I not still bringing in YouTube Premium subscriptions? Am I not bringing people to the website? Am I not still actively and passively earning this company money? And why is it that I should be the only one punished for something that was completely out of my control? YouTube screwed up. They admitting to screwing up. So why do I have to pay for it? Well, Bob5 agrees to get on another phone call with specialists. My number one question is about this ad setting. I ask if this ad setting was officially a bug. It's important for me that we can all agree that I had no part in this, that this was not my fault in any way. And here's what they said. At some point, we would not have expected that ad setting to have continued to apply. And so that's where we identified that we think there was a technical issue or a bug where that ad setting was continuing to disable ads. We would not have expected that to continue to apply with regards to the ad setting. So there it is. Cut and dried. It's a bug. It's a problem with YouTube. It's a problem with AdSense. Just to make sure, I asked them, is there any way that I could have changed this setting or I could have done anything about this? Their response was, it would not be accessible to you to make that change. So this was 100% on YouTube's side, 100% YouTube's fault. I then asked about the fact that I know people signed up for YouTube Premium to watch my content. This is because people specifically told me that they signed up for YouTube Premium to watch my content. And having YouTube Premium, you wouldn't get advertisements anyways. Regardless of whether or not ads are rolling, I am generating that revenue. That is a fact. YouTube's response. Ads and Premium are essentially two sides of the same coin. So when ads were disabled, it, at the same time, disables the way that we would count the YouTube Premium revenue as well. Disables the way that they would count it. Count what? But how can you count something that doesn't exist? Interesting use of words there. I ultimately ask, is there anything that YouTube can do for me at this time? The response, unfortunately, in situations like these, and we do hear from creators anytime there's a perceived revenue loss due to a bug or whatnot, unfortunately, we don't reimburse on bugs. In this instance, where revenue wasn't earned, or where there is a bug, there isn't revenue to share here either. So that's that. YouTube says, yes, it is 100% our fault. We forgot to turn off that ad setting. It should not have been on your account. You should have been earning revenue. You worked hard to crank out many, many videos. We understand that your revenue loss is important to you, but we're not paying you. We're not going to pay you. And in fact, we're not going to do anything about it. Nothing. Never mind the fact that we are literally handing millions of dollars to content creators to get them to stream on our website. We don't have $25,000 to give to you that we screwed you out of. If you are not a big content creator, YouTube does not care. 500,000 subscribers is still not big enough. And it's not just me. After posting this video, I've heard from many, many content creators that have similar issues. For some reason, YouTube turned off their monetization and YouTube will not pay them back for it. This is where we stand as content creators. This is how YouTube views us, and it is not good. I want to thank you for watching this video. I want to thank you for continuing to support my channel when YouTube won't. And I want to know your take on this. I want to know, what do you think? Do you think YouTube's doing the right thing? Do you think that I should be the only one punished for this bug? I'm not sure how YouTube expects content creators to continue wanting to work for their company when at any given point in time, there could just be something that goes wrong that completely screws over our livelihood. Like, completely out of my control. YouTube can just say, oopsie, you were nothing. That doesn't make any sense to me. That seems completely unacceptable. I'm clearly expendable to YouTube. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. For the time being, I literally have to keep making content, which is the worst part of it all. I've got to pay the bills. And I've got to pay the people that rely on me. I've got artists, animators, editors, people that I'm going to still pay despite the fact that I might not receive money from YouTube. But when you see more content on the channel, it doesn't mean that I've forgotten about this. It doesn't mean that I don't care. It means that I'm just trying to pay the bills. And don't forget that I'm streaming at least 2 times a week on Twitch. If you don't want to support me here, you can support me there. I know that Twitch has its own issues. Maybe someday content creators will have a place that they can go where they actually feel safe and taken care of. Today is not that day. Once again, thank you for watching this video. I hope the absolute best for you. I hope your day is much, much better than mine. And I will see you in the next one. See you guys.